You are going on vacation, and I want you to be able to continue to stick with your carnivore diet. So I made you an hotel meal plan. You wake up maybe at around 7, you drink a little bit of water because you're thirsty, maybe you'll stumble a little bit on the bedroom, you're still waking up, you might go for a little walk, and you want to get your breakfast. So by 8, 8:30, who cares, you find yourself in the cafeteria or whatever, and you'll find some bacon, some eggs, some mashed potatoes, some cheeses, some pastries, some yogurt, some juices. And my recommendation is that since many people are intolerant to eggs, both the white and the yolk, and since many people are also intolerant to milk and cheeses, I recommend that you stick with bacon. So why not have some fruits? Many people are intolerant to various fruits, and unless you do an IgG food sensitivity blood test, you will never know which. Failing to stick with the fruits that you are tolerant to will mean either cold feet, you getting pissed off, you getting depressed, whatever. Bacon is a safe bet. Is it ideal? Not, because most pork is fed improperly. But from the various options that we have out there, and in terms of actually getting some pleasure out of your food, maybe bacon will be the best option that we have. You drink some water, and in only a few hours, it's lunchtime. That's why we go, for example, to a restaurant. And you go for a big walk, you find a little place that you'll enjoy, and you eat. They have chicken, they have pork, they have fish and whatnot. And you might have some fish, or you can have it at lunch, at dinner, I mean. Most places will have some sort of beef steak, and you can have some that is only seared. You ask for them, I want the interior to be fully raw. I want it to be still red, plain red. And they cook it for you and they bring it out with just the outside being cooked. If you were in your hometown, if you were went to go to a shepherd and you do yourself the killing of the animal, you can eat all the meat raw, all the organs raw, you can drink the blood, no problem. But since you don't know where you are, where that animal came from, it is advisable to not take risks. So just searing will destroy indeed some of the nutrients in the meat, but only on the outside, which accounts to what, 10% of the meat. You'll have it mostly raw. Sometimes they still bring the sides. I always ask, I just need the steak. Don't give me any sides. Both at breakfast, at lunch, and you'll see soon at dinner, I always ask for a side of butter. In breakfast, they typically have those small little butters, and I might waste like 10 at breakfast with my bacon. At lunch, if they have butter, not margarine, real butter from a cow, and you can taste the difference, and it's usually yellower, while margarine is typically whiter, more beige-like. And I might ask, oh, give me like a children's feast sized butter serving, and they bring it from the kitchen. If not, I might waste, and the same for dinner, around 15 small butters. Most of them just have salted butter, so make sure you ask them not to salt too much your steak. If for example, you get some fish which is frequently very salty, try to get some unsalted butter. You don't want either too little or too much sodium because you'll get an headache. Dinner time, I said if you eat fish at noon, then eat ruminant at night or vice versa. Some fish with some pork sausages is amazing. It's a very good delicacy. And you can have ruminant mixed with ease. I'm just trying to give you a very simple guide on how you can be sort of diverse with your raw carnivore diet while consuming plenty of raw foods. Most fish is not overly cooked as most meats are. Go for thicker cuts so that the interior is always intact, and you will enjoy so much your palate through this. For example, pork ear is also amazing. Just try to find whatever they have there. The only recommendation that I have for you is that you kind of run away from this. You do your IgG food sensitivity blood test, and you will know for sure, am I or not intolerant to chicken, to turkey, whatever. Am I intolerant to any fish? I myself am intolerant to sea bass. I probably ate too much aquaculture farmed sea bass, and now I cannot eat any sea bass for a year until my antibodies recycle. Even wild sea bass will trigger me because it has to do with the proteins. The same goes for eggs. Most people ate far too many farmed eggs, and now they cannot have them even if they're pasture raised. When it comes to seafood, it's more of an allergic reaction for the people who don't do so well. But also, let's be honest, both eggs and seafood are full with some sort of anti-nutrient, so not ideal foods to have every single day, in large quantities at least. Milk and cheeses, most people drink pastured milk and they become intolerant to it, and consequently to cheeses. Even a cheese, for example, Parmigiano Reggiano, which is completely stripped away of the lactose, will still trigger, because it's not about the lactose. Lactose, it's acquired, boy, when compared to casein. Casein is the one who is triggering people because we consumed it degenerate through this this boiled, pasteurized milk. Various fruits. I myself, I'm intolerant to apples, to kiwis, to grapes, so many fruits. There are just like a handful of them that I can consume. And fruit, that's why I leave it in the end, will take you out of keto if you eat a whole piece. So if you find some berries and you know you tolerate them, sure, eat some throughout the day. Who cares? It's some. Doesn't mind. It doesn't matter. If for pleasure you're in vacation, who cares? You want to have a big portion of fruit, maybe even with honey, who cares? Do it after dinner, because you are going to break your fast. You're going to get out of fat burning mode, which you were all day long, and now you are hungry because your body cannot tap any longer to your fat reserves. It must have sugar as fuel. But because you took it after dinner, you go to bed, and by morning you'll be in keto, in fat burning mode all over again. But then again, most fruits have been sprayed with glyphosate, with Roundup spray, most honey as well. I don't know why. It is what it is. So from what you might find in a typical hotel with the typical options that you have there, this is more or less an inspiration to what you can do. Every place has butter, let's be honest. every hotel has bacon or at least some smoked ham or whatever. Mostly every restaurant, if they do not have some beef or whatever, they might have some fish. And if they don't have some pork sausages because you're, for example, in Dubai or whatever, maybe they have those. Just try to spice it up, not with spices, but with a third kind of taste, since you're already having the butter with the fish, maybe with the some beef or whatever. Try to spice it up if you feel like it. Some people just feel like eating steak or burgers, like ground beef, morning, noon, and lunch. And it's probably the most nutritious as long as it's mostly raw. But you, do what it feels like. I highly recommend you eat things which are very lightly cooked. If you still see red, it's great because it digests better. You are not supposed to feel food digestion. You're supposed to eat and forget about it. You're supposed to be sitting or whatever, and you don't even remember that you ate. You don't even realize that anything is happening right here. Blood is one of the example of something. Milk, in the case of babies, when the mother is healthy and is eating a natural diet, is something which is very easy on the digestive system. I mean, mother's human milk. Blood, the same way. And if you eat meats or fishes, which is meat from the sea, just have some that is mostly raw so that it will be easier on your digestive system. It will go down faster and you can go jump in the swimming pool as quickly as possible. This is one idea. There are many other ideas. You do what works for you. The carnivore diet has plenty more options than this. Just do not forget about this. Do the IgG food sensitivity test, then you know if you can have all of them or just one or two. But don't take risks. It's unnecessary for you to be depressed in your vacation or to be pissed off on your vacation just because you ate some apple and you're intolerant to them, or because you have had some sea bass and it was exactly the one fish that you should not have been eating. If you learned something from this video, or it at least helped you somehow, please leave a like. And if you know somebody who will benefit from this, you might know someone who will go on vacation very soon, send them the link, please. And if you want to check more videos just like this, that will help you get on your carnivore diet, that will help you get rid of all your bodily symptoms, your knees will thank you, your back will thank you, your emotional health will thank you, your mental clarity will thank you. Hit the subscribe button. Many more will come, and check out my channel because there's plenty there already.